Hey everybody, hello scientists. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about some science that you could do. Snuffy and I are going to talk to you about some weather science that you could do during these times that we don't have school. So we talked before about the science of snow, and the last time we didn't have school over our winter break, there was snow predicted, but the weather was quite warm and it was sort of slushy snow. We were being meteorologists, and the weather went from 40 degrees down to 6 degrees, then to 19 degrees. And we talked about how snow happens when it gets cold enough for water to freeze, which happens at 32 degrees Fahrenheit. We learned about Snowflake Bentley. And I was thinking about how we've been doing subtraction on a number line. And today is January 20th. And it actually, the feels like temperature is -5 degrees, which that's called a wind chill. It's cold enough that it feels like it's below zero. And you can see right there it says feels like -5. So I wanted to give you a challenge over the break, over this time where we don't have school. If you are looking for something to do, Snuffy, the Yeti, and I wanted to give you a science challenge that you could be recording the temperature. And one of the reasons that scientists record the temperature is that it helps you keep track of data and look for patterns. You can keep track of the data over days or even in one day. You can see on this weather page, they're keeping track of the temperature each hour. And it's changing quite a bit in this prediction. It goes from 10 to 15 to 21 to 27. And if you're a person who likes stretching your brain in math, you could figure out how much the temperature is changing each hour. You could also think of it like a number line. So, how is a thermometer like a number line? Well, we haven't talked about negative numbers a lot, but on a number line in math, numbers really don't actually stop at zero. They keep going to the right, they can just keep going and going. And actually, to the left of zero, they can also keep going into negative numbers, what we call negative numbers. And a thermometer does the same thing. Here's zero. Now, on the Fahrenheit scale, we know that water freezes up here at 32 degrees Fahrenheit. And so if it feels like 5 below zero, that's actually 32 to 0 is, of course, 32 degrees. And then 5 more to get to 5 below 0. So that's 32 plus 5, 37 degrees below freezing is -5 Fahrenheit is 37 below freezing. That's pretty cold. So Snuffy and I got curious about record temperatures. Is -5 a record for today? And so we looked at the weather guide calendar, and we decided to look and see on January 20th, was that a record? And we actually saw that -5 was not a record. Now, -5 was not the temperature predicted today. It was just the wind chill. But there was an even colder day in history that we found in our weather guide calendar. On January 20th, the record low was -32 degrees Fahrenheit in 1888. That is cold, very cold, and that was a long time ago. The record high on this date was 52 degrees Fahrenheit, and that was in 1908, which is also a long time ago. The thing that really surprised me is there was a record snowfall on this date in 1982 of 17 inches. That is crazy. I can't believe it. I wish we had 17 inches falling today. So Snuffy and Olaf and Sven and I could go out and play. This was the January picture on the 2020 weather guide calendar. That is some ice on Lake Superior up in Duluth. I can't wait to see what is on the January 2021 weather guide calendar. I'm curious. Last thing I just wanted to show you, Snuffy is my new Yeti. And Snuffy is called Snuffy because we did a little playing with words. We took the word snowy and the word fluffy. We took the sn off of snowy and the uffy from fluffy and put them together to make the word snuffy. Now, Snuffy is actually called Snuffy Spaghetti because I liked the rhyme of Yeti Spaghetti. So Snuffy is called Snuffy Spaghetti. Snuffy Spaghetti the Yeti. And Snuffy wants to encourage you, and so does Olaf and Sven, to get outside while we're not in school and be a scientist. Get out and pay attention to the weather. Be a meteorologist. Write about the weather in your science notebook. Do some experimenting or some observing. You can also do some experimenting. If it's below 32 degrees Fahrenheit, take some water outside and see how long it takes to freeze. I can't wait to see if you did some science observing and experimenting in your science notebooks, friends. Also some recording. Remember, this data that's in the weather guide calendars, this data, we have data going back to 1888 because scientists were recording data. So if you record data in your science notebook, you would be helping to keep science data on weather. So I hope that you are enjoying some time off and being a scientist on these days we don't have school.